A blown-apart aircraft seat suspended in the sky against a backdrop of green jungle canopy. A single body still strapped in, motionless at first, then breathing. No voice explains what happened yet, no name, no date, just this one impossible moment. A young figure, hanging between earth and sky. Cut to a vast, silent forest, the wind barely moving leaves above. She was falling. Without a parachute, she was falling. Into the heart of an endless green. What happened next forced the world to ask a question no human wanted to answer. How does someone survive the moment every instinct tells you death is certain? No explanation yet of how or why, just the sense that what you are about to hear is not ordinary. Her name was Juliane Koepcke, a 17-year-old girl born in Lima, Peru, daughter of two scientists who knew the rainforest well. She wasn't famous then. She wasn't prepared for war or wilderness. She had just graduated from school hours before, and she stepped onto that airplane full of plans, full of ordinary expectations. It was Christmas Eve. The skies were dark with storm clouds. Passengers laughed and talked about holiday dinners. Some held gifts, others glanced at their watches. Juliane remembered nothing dramatic about the start of the flight, just the soft hum of the engines, the clink of coffee cups, a calm that made no sense later. No sign yet of anything extraordinary, just human routines, human comfort. Then the sky flickered with lightning, a sudden brightness, a crack that seemed too close, and then another and another. Passengers turned to look. A whisper of fear ran like a chill through the cabin, a metal groan that held for just a heartbeat, and then silence fell before any scream. Juliane didn't know yet that this moment would define her life, but her body already sensed it. Lightning hit the plane, the engine struggled and screamed, then parts tore away in a violence that was almost silent, almost surreal. Seats, luggage, bodies, glass, and metal, all scattered in the open sky. Juliane felt the world reverse, felt weight disappear, then the roar of wind in her ears. She was outside, falling through thousands of feet of air, still strapped to her seat, spinning, turning, with the world rushing toward her. No calm narration here, just raw sensation, confusion, and motion. She hit the earth, not in a single, final crash, but in a cruel break of momentum. Branches snapped, leaves cushioned, and then silence. Juliane opened her eyes, alone, still breathing, her body a landscape of pain, a broken collarbone, cuts on arms and legs, one eye badly swollen, her knee torn. No one else moved, no shouts, no voices, just the jungle breathing around her. She was alive, but the forest was ruthless, a maze of green that hid danger at every step. Insects swarmed, some bites so deep they bred maggots in her wound. She had no food, except a small bag of candy she found amid the wreckage. She had no shelter, no tools, no clear path out. But she remembered what her parents had taught her, her father, her mother, both scientists who had lived among these trees. Water meant life, and where there was water, there might be people. So she walked, following a small stream that led her deeper down into uncertainty, exhaustion, and pain. Day after day, she struggled, sometimes barefoot, sometimes sinking knee-deep in mud, sometimes wondering if night would swallow her entirely. On the 10th day, she was weak beyond measure. Cold rain pelted her. Her body begged her to stop. Then, at a bend in the river, she saw what she thought was a hallucination, a small wooden boat, tethered and empty. She took it as a sign, as something real that might be real. She dragged her broken body toward it. The next morning, voices came through the canopy, human voices, distant at first, then clear. 5 men, loggers working deep in the rainforest, stared in disbelief at the sight of a pale, almost mythical girl emerging from the green. They took her from that place into a canoe and then to civilization. She was the only survivor of the 92 people on that flight. But survival did not mean peace. It meant grief for her mother, whose body was later found, and years of quiet reflection on why she alone lived. Life after that moment was never simple. She became a scientist like her parents, studying the rainforest she once escaped from. A life defined not just by survival, but by memory, silence, and the question that follows every impossible story. Why her? And why do moments like this matter? Not because they defy logic, but because they remind us how fragile and how powerful a human life can be.